Want more wins? Here's some tips. Brake late with our powerful titanium piston brake kits featuring our VRT Max rotor and all titanium hardware. Stay on track with the lightest, strongest, and safest rear torsion arm ever made in our exclusive AccuLength W-Link. Hold it all together with our huge selection of high-strength precision titanium fasteners boxed up custom for your car in part-labeled bags. Make the decision for precision. Smith Titanium. We winnovate.
Looking for a refreshing change? Say goodbye to sluggish performance and reach for the one that won't slow you down.
That's crisp.
Experience the force of clean, pure oil coursing through your engine. No matter what you drive, Wix Filters is the clear choice. Here's to filtration that works as hard as you do. Wix Premium Filters. Performance starts here.
This year, we actually get to race.
These guys are sprint car drivers, stock car drivers, drifters. Here, they're going to drive something that requires a different sense of discipline.
It's a group of 12 guys who are really good at driving race cars.
Team NOS Zero Sugar.
Team NOS Original.
Team Sonic Sour.
Team GT Grape.
We're not sure how these cars are going to drive.
Let's go racing.
It's ARP fasteners for whatever you race. From 2 wheels to 4. Off-road, on-road, even water. From the flat track to the salt flats. Grassroots racers, weekend warriors, and pros alike trust ARP. Made in America quality, family-owned and operated. When failure is not an option, it's ARP-bolts.com. No matter what you race.
DIRTVision presents World of Outlaws, NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars, the pinnacle of dirt track racing. Featuring sprint car racing's best drivers, biggest races.
David Travel is the King's Royal Champion. Slide up in front of Cowboy, and at the line, Cowboy gets the win.
And best coverage.
Welcome back to the greatest show on dirt.
You wanted the best. You got them for a rest.
DIRTVision is home to the greatest shows on dirt.
From the high banks of Atomic Speedway, it's a Memorial Day celebration of freedom and sprint car racing. Welcome in to DIRTVision's live coverage of the best weekend in motorsports and the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series annual Memorial Day event, which takes place for the first time ever this season from Atomic Speedway in Chillicothe, Ohio. My name is Connor Wade. This night at Atomic wraps up a weekend for the greatest show on dirt here in the state of Ohio, which kind of got started with some wrenches in the plan from Mother Nature. We had to adjust Saturday. There's been some rain in the Chillicothe area throughout the last week. However, Atomic Speedway looking great tonight and ready to go for the 35-car field of sprint cars that we have signed in with the greatest show on dirt. A lot of storylines to talk about on our DIRTVision pre-race coverage tonight. Let's dive right into it. Going back to Saturday night, 2 nights ago at Attica Raceway Park in Attica, Ohio, a great battle. Sheldon Hansfield and Logan Shuhart going back and forth for the lead multiple times on restarts. Who came out on top? Let's go back and look at the highlights to find out.
Skyler Gee and Sheldon Hodenshield, second generation World of Outlaws drivers, bring us to the green flag as Gee wheel stands down the front straightaway. Sheldon Hodenshield takes the lead, challenge for second now. Logan Shuhart trying to drive around the outside of Skyler Gee. Gee back to the inside in 3 and 4. Sheldon Hodenshield leads the opening lap. Second will go to Logan Shuhart with lap 1 in the books. Now Gee back to his inside as they battle wheel to wheel out of turn 2. Macedo to the inside, shots drops the right rear over the edge of the banking. Cole Macedo, the former Attica champion, now into the top 5. We've got trouble in turn number 1. And again, it is Casey Jedrzejek in the 11N. Cole Macedo looking for a lot on that restart. He's up into the top 5, but we've got a race for the lead, and Logan Shuhart takes it away from Sheldon Hodenshield outside of turn 2. Sheldon back to the inside in 3 and 4, but Logan Shuhart the leader on lap 10. Skyler Gee, Connor Morell, and Cole Macedo, 3 Rookie of the Year contenders, battling for a podium spot here at Attica Raceway Park. Skyler Gee back to 3rd as they cross the line on lap 11. And Sheldon Hodenshield stays right with Logan Shuhart, looking for the lead down low in 1 and 2, and he's got it back. Sheldon Hodenshield back to the point as they make their way into turn 3. Cars hooked together over in turn 2. Darren Nida and Zach Hampton. We also saw the 33W of Cap Henry involved in that. Sheldon Hodenshield and Logan Shuhart race for the lead into turn 1. Sheldon's got it. Logan Shuhart stays with him as they enter turn 3, ties to the inside. Slide job attempt for the race lead, and Logan Shuhart will take it back on lap 25. Gio down low in 3 and 4, but can't get by Skyler Gee there. Trouble car slowing in turns 3 and 4, and now Cole Macedo collects brother Carson. Sheldon Hodenshield staying with Logan Shuhart into 1 and 2. Sheldon down lower on the speedway, but Shuhart maintains the race lead. Sheldon ducks to the inside in 3 and 4. Can't make anything happen there. David Gravel, Connor Morell, and Caleb Henry going at it out of turn 4. Not close enough to try anything in 1 and 2. They race into 3 and 4 for the final time. And for the first time in his career, Logan Shuhart, a World of Outlaws winner at Attica Raceway Park.
So a lot of stories from the top 10 finishers at Attica on Saturday night, particularly in the top 5. Logan Shuhart and Sheldon Hodenshield, the top 2. How about Skyler Gee on the podium? Giovanni Scelzi, good to see him back in the top 5 after missing out of the top 5 for a couple of weeks. Connor Morell with yet another top 5 finish Saturday night at Attica. David Gravel is 6th. He's still the point leader. Bill Baylog, Caleb Henry, Buddy Kofoid, and another rookie, and Chris Wyndham round out the top 10. All 10 of those drivers and plenty more back at Atomic here on this Monday night looking for more. Let's kick off Wade's World tonight talking about Saturday night's winner, Logan Shuhart. The early stages of 2025 for the driver of the Shark Racing 1S continue to yield positive results. We'd seen Shuhart fast at places like Volusia and Peevely, where he also went to victory lane, but you kind of expect Logan to be fast at those racetracks because he's always been good at them his entire career. However, Attica, a little bit of a different story. Consistently a top 10 car there, but prior to Saturday night had never been on the podium. That changed, and the fact that Shuhart was able to make that step up to be a race-winning car at Attica tells us just how good the 1S is this season.
We're doing some stuff that we haven't done before, and I think it's, Attica really showed. I've never felt like that at Attica, where I could really race the car, put the car where I wanted to, race it aggressively, and the racetrack was different. But Kyle, Brennan, Bill have been doing an awesome job, and feedback and getting the car to where we feel comfortable, and we're learning. So, but to get our second win felt nice. In my experience in Ohio, there are a lot of different types of racetracks. So this, Atomic here being, it looks like a smaller track, but it races big and has a lot of banking, and you really keep a lot of momentum and a lot of speed early on, and then it slicks off, and you're really sliding around, reaching for grip later. So we were decent here in the past. A couple years ago, before we changed the tires, Jake and I were really quick racing up front for podiums, and right there with Sheldon for a win. And then last year I felt like we were just kind of mediocre. So we'll see if what we learned here the past couple weeks will help us out.
He had never won at Attica, never won at Atomic either. Let's see if he can change that tonight and sweep the weekend. So keep an eye on Logan Shuhart after that good battle with Sheldon Hodenshield. Hodenshield bringing it home in second. He's always good here at Atomic Speedway. But I want to focus on the driver that was third, rounding out the podium Saturday night at Attica, rookie Skyler Gee. We knew Skyler was going to be good whenever we came to Ohio, and he had the best night of his career with the greatest show on dirt. Gee getting into the dash, won that dash after drawing the front row, and, well, started on the pole of the feature for the first time in his career with the Outlaws. Said after the race he felt like he made one mistake on the very start, but after that ran a pretty perfect race and brought home the first podium finish of his career with the World of Outlaws. A big improvement in his rookie campaign with the greatest show on dirt. For Skyler Gee, it's that big C word, confidence, a term we hear a lot on the Outlaw Tour. Confidence is what Gee now has after a podium run with the Outlaws.
Confidence is always good racing with these guys. I know it's going to be tough again tonight. We're going to have to put ourselves in position again, but you know, I think we've proven we can race with them. We just got to, you know, have some more things go our way and you know, get started closer to the front again. It's you know, it's good to come back. Some places we're familiar with before we head up north, and you know, hopefully keep the momentum going up there as well. This place is different than most of them. I mean, this place is like Peevely, but a little bit bigger. It's high speed, high bank, and it's fast.
So we'll see if Skyler Gee can improve on that third place finish from Saturday night at Attica. Of course, Skyler, not from this area, but spent a lot of time the last couple of years competing here on a regional basis and has always done well. Before Saturday night, his best score finish with the Outlaws was 5th. That came right here at Atomic, so we'll see what the 99 has in store for tonight. Another thing you noticed in those highlights from Attica on Saturday night, a rough night for Carson Macedo, involved in an incident with his brother Cole, and then had a bleeder break, caused the left rear tire to go down late in the race, and he had to go to the Federated Car Care work zone to change a tire. Macedo's kind of had a rough month of May when you take a look at the numbers. 6 races, only won top 5 this entire month. The average start and average finish, both outside the top 10. He's lost a bunch of points to David Gravel, now 122 points back to him, and has fallen to 4th in points. Macedo seems to have speed in features, just have bad luck in those races, such as Williams Grove a couple weeks ago when he got caught up in a wreck, and last night with the bleeder breaking, just causing some bad luck. There is one night, though, one aspect of the night that you can point to where Macedo seems to have struggles, and that is qualifying, which is kind of concerning because typically Macedo and the 41 team, one of the best qualifiers in the country.
I think that there's been some ups and downs for sure. There's been a lot, you know, some struggles, or definitely it seems like a little shaky right now in time trials, which is weird, especially for this team. I feel like we've been, you know, up until this year, we've been like the leading qualifier on the Outlaw Tour, so it's just weird to be off in that area of the night. At the end of the day, like, we're just working on our process. We're just continuing to execute what we know works and what's worked in the past, as far as, you know, just the fundamentals of making sure that we're prepared and that we're doing everything we can to make our race car as good as it can be. And for me behind the seat as well, like, I feel like I've made some mistakes here recently, especially in time trials that have cost us, which are a little bit uncharacteristic, maybe just shaken, you know, the confidence just got shooken up a little bit. But I'm looking forward to tonight. Atomic's a track that we've had a lot of success at, especially in recent years, and I think that it's a good place for us to get back on track.
There's reason to believe, like Carson was talking about, that Atomic is the place he can turn things around. To look at his last 4 races here, well, he hasn't been off the podium back to 2023, a 3rd and a 1st, and then recently 2024, a 2nd and a 3rd. Tonight also, well, today also, Carson's 29th birthday. There's always some extra motivation to win on your birthday, so we'll see if Carson can turn things around and get back to victory lane. Let's take a look at our NXT Bets betting odds for tonight. First time you've been able to bet on a race here with the Outlaws at Atomic. David Gravel, one night won last year. He's at plus 308. Kofoid right behind him at plus 442. Buddy Kofoid, that is. Carson Macedo at plus 516 that we were just talking about. Sheldon Hodenshield, one night 2 last year. He's at plus 935. Second last night. Well, that'd be something to think about when you wager to win real money on the greatest show on dirt at playdirtcar.com. 70-degree skies. We've got cars pushing on the racetrack for hot laps. Atomic Speedway, John Gibson. Always a lot of excitement that we see here. So exciting, in fact, that, well, it's in your top 5 list of racetracks. So excited to see what we have out of this place tonight.
Thank you so much, Connor. Indeed, Atomic Speedway in my top 5 of the 402 racetracks on which I've seen competitive action. A streak of 3 of my top 5s in 2 weeks. Last week at Oswego and next week at my favorite track, River City Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota. But tonight, 35 cars signed in for competition in the Chillicothe Challenge, the first of 5 practice sessions. sessions getting set to roll onto the speedway. Cars in staging include the Rookie of the Year contender in car number 55 from Sikeston, Missouri. That's the TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip Bond, Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar, Inland Rigging entry for Hunter Schurenberg. Rolling on to the speedway now from Lemoore, California, the all-ball your alternative MVT, Tarleton & Son, Sage Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41, Carson Macedo. And from Leduc, Alberta, Canada, piloting the Warrior Building Development, Building Packages, Direct Nelson Brothers Construction, Pack Rat Dumpsters, number 99, it's Skyler Gee. Another of our 7 contenders for the Kevin Gobrecht Award for Rookie of the Year honors this season, rolling into turn 4 now. From Canton, Illinois, in the NOS Energy Drink, King Racing Products, Jim Shooknecht, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips and Tosco Developers, number 7S, that's Chris Wyndham. The 2024 Kevin Gobrecht Award winner from Pengrove, California, the Toyota Racing Development, Mobile One, Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, number 83, a Buddy Kofoid. And car number 08, the Victory Excavating, Beasley Trucking, Jackson County Speedway entry. Driver out of Laurelville, Ohio, is Brandon Conkle. Another rookie contender from Indianapolis, Indiana, driving the C&D Rigging, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Tully's Heating and Cooling, Steve Beitler Yacht Charters, Hellraiser Jacks, number 6, Zach Hampton. Those are the drivers in the first of 5 practice sessions for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Green flag waving on the opening practice session of the evening. As soon as all drivers have completed 1 lap, we'll see the lap times begin to appear on our screen here in the booth. And Carson Macedo in with a 12.404. Skyler Gee first into the 11s at an 11.582. Hunter Schurenberg also into the 11s at 11.624. Skyler Gee now to the top of the speed chart at 11.582. Hunter Schurenberg, Buddy Kofoid, 1, 2, and 3. Now Kofoid takes the top spot at 11.494. Checkered flag waving at practice session number 1, complete at Atomic Speedway. Fastest driver in the opening practice session, Buddy Kofoid in the number 83, a lap time of 11.494 seconds, average speed of 98.973 miles per hour. Skyler Gee second quick at 11.582, Hunter Schurenberg third at 11.624. Chris Wyndham and Carson Macedo round out the top 5. Second practice session rolling towards staging. Car number 15, the 10-time World of Outlaws champion from Fargo, North Dakota. That is the Car Quest. Curb Records Martin One Source entry for Donnie Schatz. And alongside Schatz, a feature winner here last season from Worcester, Ohio, the NOS Energy Drink West Tennessee Expediting Frozen Farmer Maximum Oil, number 17 of Sheldon Hodenshield. Also in the staging lane for practice session number 2 from Alveda, Ohio, in the Ohio Logistics Truck Works of Ohio, Debbie and Doug Ludwig, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, number 15K, that's Creed Kemanaugh. From Benton Ridge, Ohio, the Ohio Logistics DNC Hydraulics Miller Customs W20 of Greg Wilson. And underway now from Chillicothe, Ohio, the Beasley Trucking Mound Waste Recycling 2S of Nathan Skaggs. From Chillicothe, Ohio, driving the Team Jack Foundation, Dean Niddle Auto Repair, DKW Transport Pizza Pub, number 4, pardon me, correction on that. That is the number 4X, the In-Law Racing, Power Tech Racing Engines, Valvoline entry, driver out of Vandalia, Ohio, is Cale Stinson. And the Alaskan native who now calls Heartland, Wisconsin home, Andy Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, Honest Abe Roofing, Bailing Racing Equipment, Kevin and Lynette Tronjo, number 17B, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. Second practice session for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Green and go in the second practice session. Looking to top Michael Kofoy. It's 11.494. Sheldon Hodgel closest so far at 11.621. Bill Baylog also in the 11.6 second bracket. Now Baylog takes the third spot away from Hodgel at 11.599. Fastest driver in practice session number 2, third fastest overall, Bill Baylog in the 17B at 11.599 seconds. Buddy Kofoid still quickest with that 11.494. Skyler Gee second, 11.582. Bill Baylog third, Sheldon Hodenschild fourth, and Hunter Schurenberg rounding out the top 5 after 2 of 5 scheduled practice sessions. Driver staging for practice session number 3 from Tempe, Arizona, the Motor State Bird Racing DRC Chassis Z-Max number 34 of Sterling Kling. And the straight up number 4, the driver out of Chillicothe, Ohio, the Team Jack Foundation, Dean Noodle Auto Repair, DKW Transport Pizza Pub entry, that is Danny Smith. Car number 78, that is the Clark Farms Slicker Graphics 8740 suspension Walker Performance Filtration entry. The driver out of Hamersville, Ohio is Justin Clark. And the defending World of Outlaws champion, the current series points leader from Watertown, Connecticut in the Houston Speedway, BillionAuto.com, Jackson Motorplex, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation number 2, David Gravel. From Plymouth, Indiana, the Premier Planning All Mobility Duff Bar and Grill A to Z Mechanical number 4D of Zane DeVault. And a Rookie of the Year contender from Lemoore, California, driving the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings Durst Wedge High Performance Carts Kaiser Aluminum Wheels number 2C, Cole Macedo. And from Fresno, California, piloting the Royal Flooring Bobcat Concrete Supply JMT Trucking number 18, Hot Sauce Giovanni Selzy. Those are the drivers scheduled for practice session number 3 with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series in the Chillicothe Challenge at Atomic Speedway. Under green flag conditions in practice session number 3. Danny Smith so far quickest in this group, and now Cole Macedo and Giovanni Selzy. Selzy into the top 5 at 11.603. David Gravel up to 7th overall at 11.686. fastest driver in session number 3. Fourth quickest overall so far, Giovanni Selzi in the number 18 with a lap time of 11.603 seconds. Buddy Kofoid still quickest, Skyler Gee second, Bill Baylog third, Giovanni Selzi fourth, and Sheldon Hodenshield fifth. Practice session at number 4, staging on the top of corner number 2. From Fairmount, Indiana, and the John Shoeworks Racing Simpson Safety Equipment A79, that is Brandon Wimmer. And alongside him from Circleville, Ohio, in the Teenage Nut and Bolt Bob Tucker Enterprises SC Racing Level Performance number 83X, Nate Reeser. Just rolling into staging now, World of Outlaws rookie contender from Columbia, Missouri, the SNS Nationwide CSC Group LRI Eagle Stop Missouri Games Impact Signs Abbott Telecom number 23, Garrett Williamson. From Franklin, Indiana, driving the WCI Petrie Excavating KPM number 27, it's Emerson Axum. And car number 28M, the Tub of Tiles Emily Oil USA Steel Fence Durham's Tree Service entry, Rookie of the Year contender from Bradenton, Florida, is Connor Morrell. Also making his way into staging from West Jefferson, Ohio, the Fort Timber Incorporated, Krauser Construction, J&M Tree Service, Pease Bar and Grill, RC Balloons number 11C of Corey Crabtree. And from Chillicothe, Ohio, the Greenwald Lawn and Landscape, Timmons Excavating, Gans Pizza, Miller Swap Meet number 79 of Chris Miller. Fourth of 5 practice sessions getting underway at Atomic Speedway. Fourth practice session officially underway. Connor Morrell with an 11.656, 7th overall in warm-ups. Morrell maintains the top spot in this session. As the checkered flag is displayed, practice session number 4. Connor Morrell at 7th, the only driver in that session into the top 10 overall in warm-ups with a lap time of 11.656 seconds. Fifth and final practice session of the evening, staging in corner number 2, car number 11 and the Cherries Outdoor World Mr. Heater Heat Star Elite Wings Chalk Sticks Torsion Bars entry driver out of LaGrange, Ohio is Casey Jedrzejczyk. And on the inside of that row now from Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Dryden Duramax Federated Auto Parts C&D Rigging Shark Racing number 1S of Logan Shuhart. We get a look at car number 22, the Ohio Heating Motor City Auto Transport Helms Construction Wolf Composites entry. Driver out of Lockbourne, Ohio is Cole Duncan. And the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks, King Cole, Team Shank Bluffton Diesel Service number 98 of Ricky Peterson. Also rolling into staging from Findlay, Ohio, the STP Motorsports Big Red Trunk Wash Smith Titanium Jocko Sprint Parts X1 Race Cars, number 32 of Bryce Lucius. And from Chillicothe, Ohio, in the Thomas Gas Service, Briscoe Run Land Surveying, D&H Hauling, JB's Gun Shop, Myers Motorsports, number 1B, Keith Baxter. And from Bellevue, Ohio, driving the Jeff Ward & Company, Primal Tea Shop, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, Premier Planning Services, number 33, W. Cap Henry. Final practice session of the evening for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Green and go for the final practice session. See how close anybody can get to Buddy Kofoid's 11.494. Cole Duncan at 11.646, fastest so far in this group, 7th quickest overall in warm-ups. As we go checkered on the final practice session of the evening. Fastest driver in that practice session, 7th quickest overall, Cole Duncan in the number 22, a lap time of 11.646 seconds. Buddy Kofoid fastest overall in warm-ups this evening, 11.494 seconds at 98.973 miles per hour. Skyler Gee second at 11.582. Bill Baylock third at 11.599. Giovanni Scelzi fourth, and Sheldon Hodenshield rounds out the top 5 as we send it downstairs to Connor Wade.
For those that didn't see the video on Twitter today, John Zach Hampton had a hard crash last night at Port Royal in Pennsylvania. Had a good conversation with Zach today. He told me the upper back a little bit sore from the impact. However, other than that, he feels fine. The race car, unfortunately, from last night, complete junk. The good news on that end, Bill and Zach had pretty much another race car that was about 75% ready to go. They had to put a new engine in it today. So Zach Hampton, good to go for tonight. He'll be the 3rd car out to qualify, John.
Thank you, Connor Wade. Honest Abe Roofing qualifying next. It works this way. You'll see 2 cars at a time on the speedway, 2 consecutive laps on the clock. Faster of those 2 laps scores that driver's official qualifying time for tonight's race program. We use the Honest Abe Roofing qualifying times to line up our heat races this evening, as well as for the front row of the Microlight Last Chance Showdown qualifying order determined by random draw as the drivers registered for the race program earlier this afternoon. Track record here at Atomic Speedway set by Brock Mays back in 2005 at 10.915 seconds and an average speed of 100.925 miles per hour. For World of Outlaws timing and scoring purposes, we measure Atomic Speedway at slightly less than 1/3 of a mile in distance, 0.316 miles to be exact, and that measurement is made at the midpoint between the inside berm and the outside retaining wall. First pair of Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers rolling out now from Canton, Illinois, the NOS Energy Drink, King Racing Products, Jim Shukneck, High Performance Lubricants, Phillips and Tosco Developers, number 7S of Chris Wyndham, and along with him from Laurelville, Ohio, the Victory Excavating, Beasley Trucking, Jackson County Speedway, 08 of Brandon Conkle. Chris Wyndham in 7S, Brandon Conkle in 08. 8 career appearances here for Wyndham, best finished 3rd on 2 occasions. 2025 debut for Brandon Conkle tonight. Wyndham lap 1, 11.750, 11750. Brandon Conkle's opening lap time, 13.393, 13.393. Second time around for Chris Wyndham is faster, 11.738, 11738. Brandon Conkle's second lap time is a 13.354, 13.354. Next 2 to roll onto the speedway. From Indianapolis, Indiana, the C&D Rigging with Sea Valley Transportation, Tully's Heating and Cooling, Steve Beitler Yacht Charters, Hellraiser Jacks, number 6, that is Zach Hampton. And from Pen Grove, California, the Toyota Race Development Mobile One, Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, 83 of Buddy Kofoid. Zach Hampton in 6, Buddy Kofoid in 83. Hampton's best finish here in 5 career starts, 8th in 2022. Copewood, 2nd last year. Hampton, first lap time, 12:3:05, 1:2:3:05. Quick time for Buddy Copewood, 11:7:10, 1:17:10. Second time for Hampton, better at 11:8:30, 1:18:30. Buddy Copewood's second lap time is 11:7:27, but the first lap for Buddy Copewood, quickest so far at 11.710 seconds at 97.148 miles per hour. Next 2 drivers to make their way onto the speedway. Rookie of the Year contender from Sikeston, Missouri. The TK Concrete, Maxim Trucking, Logan Contractor Supply, Zip-On, Smoker's Choice Cigar Bar, Inland Rigging 55 of Hunter Schurenberg. And from Lemoore, California, the all-by year alternative MBT, Turtleton and Sun Sage Family, Scott Boyd Family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions, number 41 of Carson Macedo. Hunter Schurenberg in 55, Carson Macedo in the 41. Schurenberg, 2 career wins here back in 2020. Macedo, a World of Outlaws win in 2023. First lap for Schurenberg, 11:8:43, 1:18:43. That is 4th quick. Carson Macedo in lap 1. Quick time, 11:5:88, 1:15:88. Hunter Schurenberg, 2nd quick on lap 2 at 11:6:82, 1:16:82. Macedo right rear against the wall. He goes 11:6:02 on the second lap. The first lap, 11:5:88 quick time for Carson Macedo, and Hunter Schurenberg now 2nd quickest. Got to get the 41 of Carson Macedo into the infield off of turn number 4 to make his way to the scales. Your next 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers from Leduc, Alberta, Canada, the Warrior Building Development, Building Packages Direct, Nelson Brothers Construction, Pack Rat Dumpsters, number 99 of Skyler Gee. And from Fargo, North Dakota, the CarQuest Curb Martin One Source, number 15 of Donnie Schatz. Skyler Gee in 99, Donnie Schatz in the number 15. Gee with an Ohio Valley Sprint Car Association win here in 2022. His best in 25 appearances here. Donnie Schatz with 4 World of Outlaws victories at the Atomic Speedway. 2005, 2006, 2008, and 2009. Set to wave the green flag on this pair of Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers. Skyler Gee's best career World of Outlaws finish 2 nights ago at Attica Raceway Park. He's 3rd quick on lap 1, 11:7:09, 1:17:09. Donnie Schatz on the opening lap is 7th quick, 11:8:92, 1:18:92. Second time by for Skyler Gee is 11:7:19. First lap better by 1/100th of a second, 11:7:09. Donnie Schatz on lap 2 goes better. It's an 11:8:56, 1:18:56. He stays 7th of 8 qualifiers so far. Next 2 to make their way onto the speedway from Benton Ridge, Ohio, in the Ohio Logistics DNC Hydraulics Miller Customs W20. It's Greg Wilson, and along with him from Worcester, Ohio, the NOS Energy Drink West Tennessee Expediting Frozen Farmer Maximum Oil, number 17 of Sheldon Hodenshield. Greg Wilson in W20, Sheldon Hodenshield in the 17. 2 All-Star wins here at Atomic for Greg Wilson in his career. Sheldon Hodenshield with 3 career victories overall at Atomic. First lap for Wilson at 12:6:19, 1:26:19. Sheldon goes 12:7:87, 1:27:87. Second time by for Greg Wilson is better. It's a 12:4:07, 1:24:07. Sheldon Hodenshield, 3rd quick, 11:6:86, 1:16:86. 3rd quick for Sheldon Hodenshield in the 17. Next 2 to make their way trackside. The Alaskan native living in Heartland, Wisconsin, driving the Anderson's Pure Maple Syrup, Honest Abe Roofing, Baling Racing Equipment, Kevin and Lynette Tronjo, number 17B, the North Pole Nightmare, Bill Baylog. And along with him, from Alveda, Ohio, the Ohio Logistics Truck Works of Ohio, Debbie and Doug Ludwig, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, 15K of Creed Kemenoff. Bill Baylog, 17B, Creed Kemenoff, 15K. Baylog, 6th place finish with the All-Stars here in 2016, the best of 6 career appearances at Atomic. 3rd last year for Creed Kemenoff, his best here. First lap time for Kemenoff, for Baylog, I should say, 11:8:81, 1:18:81. Kemenoff goes 12:3:34, 1:23:34. Baylog second lap, 12:2:99. First lap better at 11:8:81. Creed Kemenoff second lap time, 12:1:06, 1:2:1:06. Leading the next pair of Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers onto the Speedway. From Chillicothe, Ohio, the Beasley Trucking Mountain Waste Recycling 2S of Nathan Skaggs. And paired with him, from Vandalia, Ohio, the In-Law Racing PowerTech Racing Engines Valvoline 4X of Cale Stinson. Nathan Skaggs in 2S, Cale Stinson in the 4X. Skaggs making his first appearance of the season in car number 2S. First lap time at a 12.584, 12584. First time by for Cale Stinson at a 12.677, 12677. Second lap for Nathan Skaggs goes 12.690. First lap better at 12.584. And for Cale Stinson, the second lap time is better. It's a 12.628, 12628. Your next two Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers from Hamersville, Ohio, the Clark Farm Slicker Graphics, 8740 Suspension Walker Performance Filtration, number 78 of Justin Clark. And from Plymouth, Indiana, the Premier Planning, All Mobility, Duff Bar and Grow A to Z Mechanical, number 4D of Zane DeVault. Trouble for Clark over the edge of the banking in turn number 2. He'll gather it back in. Opening lap for Justin Clark at a 15.08, 115.081. Zane DeVault goes 12.308, 123.08. Smoother in turn 2 on the second lap for Justin Clark as he makes his way out of turn 4 and down to the checker flag. Big improvement to a 12.178, 121.78. And problems for Zane DeVault. Driveline out of the car. You could see the drive line come out of the number 4 as he tagged the wall between turns 3 and 4. Race fans, your attention please. We have had a phone turned in here to the booth. If you're missing your cell phone and can identify it, you can claim it here in the tower. Wrecker about to hook up to Zane DeVault's number 4D. He did officially coast across the line with a second lap time of 15.343. We have qualified 16 of our 35 cars as we take another look at the DIRTVision replay of what happened to Zane DeVault. You can see that car just getting a little bit away from him. He tagged the wall once, and then the second time he got the wall, damage to the rear end and drive line of that car, and the torque tube comes tumbling out from behind the car as he exits the 4th corner. So far, Carson Macedo is the fastest in Honest Abe Roofing qualifying at 11.588 seconds. Hunter Schurenberg currently sitting second at 11.682. Sheldon Hodenschild is third. Skyler Gee currently fourth, and Buddy Kofoid in fifth, followed by Chris Wyndham sixth, Zach Hampton seventh, Donnie Schatz eighth, Bill Baylog ninth, and Creed Kemenaugh completing the top 10. And you can see the rear end hanging from the back of Zane DeVault's number 4D as they get that car off of the racing surface. Track crew also throwing some dry dirt over the rear end grease that came from the 4D as he exited the 4th corner. The greatest show on dirt wrapping up 2 nights of action in the state of Ohio this weekend. We showed the highlights from our visit to Attica Raceway Park on Saturday evening. From here, it's a 17-hour drive for the greatest show on dirt for action next weekend, Friday and Saturday, both in the state of North Dakota. Friday night, a visit to the River City Speedway in Grand Forks, and Saturday night, a stop at the Red River Valley Speedway in Fargo. So again, the cleanup continuing in the fourth turn as they continue to put the oil dry down over what has become a fairly substantial puddle over there in corner number 4. Tonight marks Zane DeVault's 4th appearance with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series in 2025. Best finish 19th at the Eldora Speedway. 9 total starts for DeVault in 2025, with his best finish being a 3rd place run at the Fremont Speedway. DeVault picked up an Atomic Speedway victory back in 2022. Getting word of the Racing Electronics World of Outlaws radio system. We will push the next 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers, but they will not come up to speed. They'll be given a lap or so to buzz that racetrack over in turn number 4, where the oil dry has been laid down on the speedway. Leading the next pair out from Chillicothe, Ohio, the Team Jack Foundation, Dean Niddle Auto Repair, DKW Transport Pizza Pub number 4 of Danny Smith. And along with him, from Tempe, Arizona, in the Motor State Bird Racing DRC Chassis Z-Max number 34, it's Sterling Kling. Danny Smith in the number 4, Sterling Kling in the 34. Danny Smith owns 10 career victories with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Best finish here at Atomic with the World of Outlaws in 8 attempts, 12th in 2004 and 2009. Green flag waving, Sterling Kling this evening, making his 20th appearance of 2025. Best finish 8th at Attica. Last year, 19th with the World of Outlaws. First lap time for Danny Smith, 12:8:31, 1:2:831. Oh, into the wall, Sterling Kling over in corner number 4. Rode up on the wall, and there's damage to the 34. Danny Smith's gonna have to get out of the throttle. Sterling Kling caught the wall, and there is big-time damage to the right rear corner of the number 34. A look at the DIRTVision replay as Sterling Kling made his way into turn 3. A little bobble on the cushion. The car drifts over the cushion, gets into the wall, and then it rides the wall. So damage, I believe, to the right front and the right rear on the number 34. So we'll get Danny Smith back up to speed. Still owe him 1 more lap on the clock for Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. White flag waving for Danny Smith. 3 starts this season in 410 sprint car action. Best finish 4th over at the Ohio Valley Speedway. Official time for Danny Smith, 12:7:93, 1:2:793. Next 2 Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers from Fresno, California, the Royal Flooring, Bobcat Concrete Supply, JMT Trucking, number 18, Hot Sauce, Giovanni Selzy, and the defending World of Outlaws champion, the current points leader from Watertown, Connecticut, the Houston Speedway, BillionAuto.com, Jackson Motorplex, Prosper Real Estate Investments, JRC Transportation, number 2 of David Gravel. Giovanni Selzy in 18, David Gravel in the 2. 5th here twice, Giovanni Selzy's best at Atomic. Opening lap 9th quick, 11:859, 1:1859. David Gravel on the opening lap is 7th quick at 11:804, 1:1804. Second time by for Gio is an 11:997. First lap quicker at 11:859. David Gravel's second time around Atomic is an 11:839. First lap a little bit better at 11:804. Kevin Kobrecht Award contender leading the next pair onto the speedway. From Lemoore, California, the 2C Racing Outlaw Wings, Durst Wedge High Performance Cards, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels entry, that is Cole Macedo. And paired with him from Franklin, Indiana, the WCI P2 Excavated KPM number 27 of Emerson Axum. Cole Macedo in 2C, Emerson Axum in the 27. 7 career Atomic starts for Cole Macedo, best finish 3rd back in 2023. 9th place finish here with USAC for 27 of Emerson Axum. Cole Macedo's first lap 12.224, 1.2224. Emerson Axum opening lap 12, 186, 12186. Second lap for Cole Macedo, better at 11, 982, 11982. Axum second lap 12, 296. First lap quicker at 12.186 seconds. Another Rookie of the Year contender leads the next pair onto the speedway. From Columbia, Missouri, the SNS Nationwide CSC Group, LRI, Eagle Stop, Missouri Games, Impact Signs, Abbott Telecom 23, Garrett Williamson. And from Chillicothe, Ohio, the Greenwald Lawn and Landscape, Timmons Excavating, Gans Pizza, Miller Swap Meet, number 79 of Chris Miller. Garrett Williamson in 23, Chris Miller in the number 79. First lap time for Garrett Williamson, 12.523, 12523. Opening lap time for Chris Miller in the 13.116, 13116. Chris Miller, last year's 305 champion here at the Atomic Speedway. Second lap time, I should say, for Garrett Williamson, 12.298, 12298. Chris Miller goes better as well at a 12.768, 12768. From Fairmount, Indiana, driving the John Shoebrooks Racing Simpson Safety Equipment A79, it's Brandon Wimmer. And along with him from West Jefferson, Ohio, the Four Timber Incorporated, Krauser Construction, J&M Tree Service, Peasbury Grill, RC Balloons, number 11C of Corey Crabtree. Brandon Wimmer, A79, Corey Crabtree, 11C. Wimmer has 8 career victories here at Atomic. Best World of Outlaws finish 5th in 2005. His opening lap time this evening is at 12.411, 12411. First time by for Corey Crabtree at a 12.625, 12625. Second lap for Brandon Wimmer is better at a 12.180, 12180. Corey Crabtree second time by faster as well at a 12.602, 12602. From Circleville, Ohio, the Teenage Nut and Bolt Bob Tucker Enterprises SC Racing Level Performance number 83X, it's Nate Reeser. And the Rookie of the Year contender from Bradenton, Florida, in the Tubba Tiles Amberley Oil USA Steel Fence Durham's Tree Service number 28M, Connor Morrell. Nate Reeser in 83X, Connor Morrell in 28M. Morrell has raced here 3 times, best finish 7th. Lap number 1 for Nate Reeser, 13.020, 13020. First lap time for Connor Morrell, 14th quick at a 12.111, 12111. Second lap for Nate Reeser is a 13.136. First lap quicker, 13.020. Morrell's second lap, 12.275. He'll stand on lap 1 with a 12.111. Leading the next 2 drivers onto the speedway from Findlay, Ohio, in the STP Motorsports Big Red Truck Wash Smith's Titanium Jocko Sprint Parts X1 Race Cars, number 32, Bryce Lucius. And from Chillicothe, Ohio, the Thomas Gas Service Briscoe Run Land Survey, D&H Hauling, JB's Gun Shop, Myers Motorsports 1B of Keith Baxter. Bryce Lucius in 32, Keith Baxter in the number 1B. First lap for Bryce Lucius, 12.592, 12592. Keith Baxter's opening lap time will be a 13.691, 13691. Lucius nearly catches the wall in turn 4. Second lap time is improved to a 12.561, 12561. Keith Baxter's second lap better as well at a 13.605, 13605. Next onto the speedway from Bellevue, Ohio, the Premier Planning Services, Jeff Ward Demolition, Primal T's Innovative Excavating, Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts, number 33W Cap Henry. Henry will have a solo run, had a problem getting the other qualifier in gear, so Cap Henry on the speedway by himself in the 33W makes his World of Outlaws Atomic Speedway debut, and his opening lap is 21st quick at a 12.459, 12459. 25 career appearances here at Atomic, second on 3 occasions, his best finish. 4 wins overall so far this season for Cap Henry. The second lap time better at a 12.419, 12419. Two more Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers rolling forward now. From Hanover, Pennsylvania, the Trident Duramax Federated Auto Parts C&D Rigging Shark Racing number 1S of Logan Shuhart. And from LaGrange, Ohio, the Cherries Outdoor World Mr. Heater Heat Store Elite Wings Chalk Sticks Torsion Bars number 11N of Casey Jedrzejek. Logan Shuhart in 1S, Casey Jedrzejek in car number 11N. First time by for Logan Shuhart is a 12-193-12193. Casey Jedrzejek's first time by is at 13-050-13050. Second lap for Logan Shuhart is better, 15th quick and a 12-168-12168. And for Casey Jedrzejek, second lap, 27th quick at a 12-740-12740. Final pair of Honest Abe Roofing qualifiers set to roll onto the speedway now. From Lockbourne, Ohio, in the Ohio Heating, Motor City Auto Transport, Helms Construction, Wolf Composites, number 22, Cole Duncan. And from Rawson, Ohio, in the Golden Flavor Sesame Sticks, King Cole, Team Shank, Bluffton Diesel Service, number 98, Ricky Peterson. Cole Duncan in the 22, Ricky Peterson in the 98. Cole Duncan here at Atomic, 45 wins in 100 career starts. First lap time for Cole Duncan, 13th quick, 12-004-120-004. Ricky Peterson on lap number 1, 12-803-12803. Cole Duncan's second lap time is a 12-067, first lap better at 12-004. And for Ricky Peterson, the second lap improves to a 12-763-12763. That wraps up Honest Abe Roofing qualifying for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Your fastest qualifier overall, the winner of tonight's Simpson Quick Time Award, celebrating his birthday today, Carson Macedo in the number 41, time of 11.588 seconds. Hunter Schurenberg second, Sheldon Hodenshield third, Skyler Gee fourth, Buddy Kofoid fifth. Let's get downstairs to Connor Wade.
Well, one of our pre-race points today was the qualifying struggles of Carson Macedo. We spoke it right out of existence. What felt different about that qualifying run?
I think going out early a little bit there helped, but we were still able to lay down a really good lap. There were some other good cars that went out early, so pretty proud of that. Philip, Adam, Robbie, they did a great job, and I had a really solid car, felt comfortable, and just had to really commit there. So happy to get a quick time, and hopefully it leads to the rest of a pretty good night.
Is this going to be whoever can rip the wall the best wins tonight?
I don't think so. It's already really thin in 3 and 4. It's already to the point where a small minor mistake will be pretty disastrous. So I think you're going to see guys move around, especially as that bottom cleans off.
Carson Macedo, quick time for the second time in his career at Atomic.
Thank you, Connor Wade. Continuing our Honest Abe Roofing qualifying rundown, Chris Wyndham 7th fastest this evening. Chris Wyndham 6th. David Gravel times in 7th. Zach Hampton was 8th. Donnie Schatz 9th, and Giovanni Selzy completes your top 10. Cars now being pushed out of the infield and back to the outer pit area. Good to see a packed grandstand here at Atomic Speedway this evening. We do want to remind you, though, the top 3 rows tonight is premium general admission. You have to have the correct wristband to be in the top 3 rows for premium general admission. Everything else, standard general admission this evening. We thank you for your cooperation in that matter. So as the sprint cars roll back toward the pit area, we've got Ohio Valley late models on the program here this evening as well. Would like to welcome back to the Atomic Speedway a very familiar voice here, Mr. Bruce Hines.
Hello, thank you, Johnny. Good to be here again tonight. The Ohio Valley late model dirt series. Man, good to have them guys in the house tonight. Hey, they've got some guys we've got to hit up for sponsors tonight. The Crazy Lady Cabins are sponsoring tonight's feature event, Crazy Lady Cabins, down on 4 Mile Road in Rush, Kentucky, right there with Rush Off-Road Park. Also, Burlisle Performance Products and VP Race Fuels. That are their title sponsors for the 2025 racing season. And Burlisle Performance, located out of Gallipolis, Ohio. Also, Impact Race Gear, presenting the sponsor and our official merchandise supplier from Impact Race Gear. That's part of that deal, I believe, down there with Dave Poski and the crew down there in Parkersburg. And Chew on This Jerky, the Rookie of the Year sponsor. And then Mullins Race Engines. Coming up next, we're going to have their hot lap and qualifying together. for the steel block late models. And Mullins Race Engines has their Fast Time Award of $100 tonight. Also, Racers in Christ, Jesse Dillo, Hard Charger Award. Also, Penske Racing Shocks gift certificates for the first 3 places in tonight's feature. Swift Springs, the hard luck of the race. That's when we kind of get Todd Fronhappel, the promoter of this series. And we'll get with him later in the race and get that together. But also, Stack Products, a free quarter panel for each race they give out, and also Race City Performance. Hey, we've got 25 steel block late models in the house. We're going to run 3 heats. Everybody's going to transfer. We just kind of want to get this show tonight running, keep it going, let everybody race this evening. So everybody's going to transfer. We're going to run 3 heats, and then we will do a invert redraw. And how that works, it'll be a 1, a 2, or a 3, and that's for the row. So whichever they draw, if they draw a 1, it's heads up. If they draw a 2, second row goes up, first row goes back. If they draw a 3, third row becomes your first row, and then the first row, and then second row. So that's hope that's clear as mud, but it's kind of a cool deal and makes for some real good racing here this evening. Once again, we got 25 cars signed in. We're going to bring them out 3 at a time. They'll get 2 laps each, and it looks like 9 of the top 10 in points here for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series are in the house, and their current point leader, make sure I got all my notes, Pete Crum. Pete Crum is their point leader in that B-52 machine. Then Corey Delancey out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. Zach Milby, he's seen the winner's circle here at Atomic Speedway many times. Zach Milby out of Polka, West Virginia. He is going to be our 3rd points man. The 4th points man is going to be John Melvin, followed by Ted Johnson Jr. out of Rushville, Ohio. And a lot of folks are familiar with that Ted Johnson, number 25, over many years. So as soon as we get the water truck out, it looks like we are just about ready to go for their hot lap and qualifying together.
Bruce, we want to make sure we mention the folks at Sour Mugs Tavern donating $200 to the highest finishing Ohio non-outlaw driver here this evening with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. The folks at Sour Mugs always still very much involved in sprint car racing. And again, a $200 bonus to the highest finishing Ohio non-outlaw here tonight.
Non-outlaw from Ohio. That's pretty cool. Now, that's all there is to it. Of course, those folks are... I believe the Ricky Peterson car, they actually helped wrench and kind of fund that machine too. So, yes, racers helping racers. When you hear us talk about the sponsors, when you see all those sponsors on that backstretch, and you go to spend your money, remember those folks. Remember the folks on the backstretch on the billboards. Remember the folks we talk about on these race cars. When you look at a race car and you see those sponsors' names on there, that is money that those sponsors or products that those sponsors have given to those racers so they can keep going up and down the road week after week. And sometimes it's a pretty good haul. And we're fortunate here for the amount of cars that we have in this Southern Ohio area, and also actually all of Ohio for sprint cars. So we're pretty proud of a lot of our racers. Just about finished here with a little bit of track prep. We put a little bit of water up there between 3 and 4, and just about ready for hot lap and qualifying together. Again, their hot laps and qualifying is together. Again, we've got 25 cars. We're going to bring them out 3 at a time, I believe. And we will have it all live here for you. Again, good to be with our old friend Johnny Gibson. And the streak is still alive. We was talking with Johnny earlier and some of the highlights of Atomic Speedway, and before that, KC Raceway here over the years, and some of the things we've seen and witnessed here on the high banks. So we may get into a little bit more of that later. So we are just about ready. Cars in the staging lanes. Michael Lefevre's out of Cincinnati, Ohio, is going to be one of the first cars out. Of course, Michael, 3rd generation, his grandpa is Vern Saturday Night Lefevre's.
Bruce, we get a developing story from the pit area with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Unfortunately, Zach Hampton's number 6 light at the scales following Honest Abe Roofing qualifying. And not trying to make excuses for the team, but we talked about that nasty crash that Zach had last night at Port Royal. They spent all afternoon here putting a brand new car together, and maybe just a little bit remiss in getting that car to the scales before they push it off and make sure it does meet the minimum weight requirement. And so
6 o'clock, it didn't even have wheels on it.
Yep. So unfortunately, the number 6, Zach Hampton, light at the scales following Honest Abe Roofing qualifying.
So does that put him back to the end of the line?
Yep,
so instead of starting where he would have in his heat race, that will start him at the tail of his heat, correct?
That is correct.
All right. So, yeah, that's heartbreak. That poor fella can't get a break.
He was scheduled for the outside of the front row of the 4th heat race. He'll now go to the rear of the field.
That's going to make it a little tougher for him. So right now, out of Cincinnati, Ohio, that car number 90, that is going to be Michael Lefevre's. Part of that Slicker Graphics. Car number 90, also out of Parkersburg, West Virginia. Your number 2 man in points. That's going to be the C2 machine of Corey Delancey. That's another fellow that knows where the winner circle is, knows where the front stretch is here at Atomic Speedway. And your third one out there out of Trinway, Ohio, in that car number 61, that is going to be Tony Painter. Tony Painter in the 61. That's kind of a hard car to miss. I like that. The announcers like them pig numbers, and they like those paint schemes or vinyl, however they want to do them nowadays. They like them that they're distinctive. So, we're giving him just a minute to walk through 3 and 4. Take a look at that. Our buddy Rob up here race directing tonight. Drove all the way in from Missouri. He's been flagging this past week with the Lucas Oil Late Model Series out west. And here he is with us tonight. So Corey Delancey going to be out in front of group number 1. Corey Delancey, Michael Lefevers, Tony Painter. Lefevers now slows on the backstretch. Hopefully he will not, or he will come up to speed. Now he gets on the loud pedal. So Michael Lefevers, Corey Delancey, Tony Painter. Those are going to be your 3 cars right now on the track. Corey Delancey, first lap is going to be a 14.826. Michael Lefevers is going to be a 15.867. Tony Painter with a 16.042. Second lap going to be a little quicker for Delancey with a 14.812. Lefevers with a 15.458. Painter with a 15.672. Should be coming up next in that 32 machine. That's going to be Chad Roush out of Reedsville, Ohio. And then it's going to be the 81 machine out of Coal Grove, Ohio. That'll be Matt Melvin. And the U2 machine out of Creston, Ohio. That's going to be a young lady. That's going to be Kristen Euler. So, girls, if you want somebody to root for tonight, we got a female in the U2 machine. So, Chad Roush, Matt Melvin. Melvin currently setting 7th in points. Kristen Euler, she's certainly in the 6th spot in the points. Actually, you're leading the Rookie of the Year points right now. Chad Roush first lap is going to be a 15.347. Matt Melvin with a 15.388. Kristen Euler going to be a 16.471. Second lap for Chad Roush going to be a 15.436. Matt Melvin with 15.271. And Kristen Euler is going to come around with a 16.221. Corey Delancey still going to be quick time. Delancey, Melvin, and Roush now. Roush moves into that 3rd spot. But again, Corey Delancey with a 14.812. Right now it's going to be quick time. Out of Bealsville, Ohio, and at car number 64, that'll be Michael McGinnis in the 64 machine.
All right, 64 coming straight to green. Step on it. Let's go.
Also, that's going to be Travis Carr, and that car number 6 out of Stoutsville, Ohio. Ted Johnson Jr. in the 25 machine. Almost looks like a Scott Bloomquist throwback paint scheme on that 25. Johnson spins it off corner number 2. Caution going to come on the speedway. So Teddy Johnson checking to see if he needs a push on that machine to get it fired back up, get him back going the right way on the racetrack. Again, we was talking about some of these sponsors. Also, Victory Fuel. That's our Victory Lane sponsor here for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. MD3, they're a $100 gift certificate for the hard charger tonight. Hooker Harness. Whoever finishes 11th tonight in the feature, that's a $50 gift certificate from Hooker Harness. Also, Premier Precast Products with a $100 performance award here this evening. Race City Performance, highest finishing CT525 engine, they got $100 coming to them. So again, we appreciate all the great sponsors that help us here with the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. Todd Fraunhofer does a great job promoting, getting these racers all across the state. So coming back to green once again. Again, it's going to be Michael McGinnis in that 64. Ted Johnson Jr. in the 25. And Travis Carr in the 6 machine. McGinnis looking, trying to go through the low side. Boy, Johnson really loose, and he's going to, almost a close encounter for U-Tire. That's twice he's looped it there during qualifying. All right, for the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series, qualifying is just like heat races. Spin twice during qualifying, and that ends your qualifying session. So that's the way it is in heat races. That's the way it also is in qualifying. So he is going to take that car into the infield. That means he will get a no time here. So 64 machine of Michael McGinnis and the 6 of Zach Carr. Those cars are once again going to try to start their hot lap and qualifying session. So McGinnis trying to run towards the bottom part of the racetrack. Carr trying to run a little bit higher. First lap for McGinnis going to be a 16:7:36. Travis Carr going to be a 15:3:47. McGinnis going to come around now, second lap. A little bit better with a 16:3:64. Travis Carr with a 14:9:76. That's going to put him second quick. Carr working a little higher line than some of the other guys, and worked out for him. Currently, he's setting second, only to Corey Delancey. Up next out of Catlettsburg, Kentucky, neck number 58. That's going to be Evian Terry in the 316. Out of Batavia, Ohio, that'll be Joe Brewer. And in the 02 machine, out of Mount Perry, Ohio, that'll be Joey Chambers. So Evian Terry, Joe Brewer, Joey Chambers, that's your 3 cars on the track right now. Evian Terry with a 15:9:85, going to be his first lap. Joe Brewer with a 15:7:68. Joey Chambers with a 15:9:78. Evian Terry second lap, a little bit better with a 15:9:04. Joe Brewer with a 15:5:93. Joey Chambers with a 16:2:59. So still going to be Corey Delancey. Going to be your quick time, followed by Travis Carr, Matt Melvin, Chad Roush, and Michael Lefevers.
Next 3 cars to racetrack. Let's go.
So going on the track now, out of Mineral Wells, West Virginia, that 21G machine. That's going to be Corey Galbraith. Also the 18C machine out of Wheelersburg, Ohio. That's going to be Miles Cook the second. And in the 5M machine, another guy that's no stranger to the front stretch of Victory Lane here at Atomic Speedway, out of Poco, West Virginia. That's going to be the 5M machine of Zach Milby. Milby trying to make sure he's got plenty of good open racetrack in that 5M machine. Green is out. Again, Corey Galbraith, Miles Cook the second, Zach Milby. And now we got Miles Cook, comes the rest up here in corner number 1 up against the wall. Miles Cook, a veteran of the modified and sport mod wars here at Atomic Speedway. Track workers up here checking. Looks like now he is moving again. Or was he just rolling? Okay, looks like the 18 machine. Miles Cook is going to pull away. Now to see, is he going to come up to speed? Okay, the 18 machine is broke. He's going to make the right-hand curve, take that car pit side, see what changes he can make. Again, just because he didn't make a qualifying attempt does not mean he's done. He will take a no time, start the tail of his heat race. So it looks like a right front is broke. That right front is definitely misaligned. We'll just put it this way on that 18C machine. So Zach Milby, that 5M machine. Corey Galbraith in the 21G. Those two guys now on the clock. Zach Milby, right now, your third place man in points in the Ohio Valley Late Model Dirt Series. His lap's going to be a 14.442. Quick time for Milby. Corey Galbraith going to be a 15.944. Let's see, can Milby do any better on the second lap? We knew he was going to turn a hot one. Second lap, not quite as good. Going to be a 14.654. That first lap was hammered down. Corey Galbraith, second lap's going to be a 15.771, just a tick better for his second. Up next three out of West Union, West Virginia, that 97 machine. That will be Steven Dotson. Right behind him with the 81M, that'll be John Melvin. And out of Toledo, Ohio, and that car number 98. I was talking to him earlier, man, what a long haul down here out of Toledo is the 98 of Tim Sabo. So Steven Dotson in the 97 machine. He'll be your first car on the clock. He's already on the backstretch. John Melvin, 81M machine. Tim Sabo in the 98. First lap, Steven Dotson, going to be a 15.577. John Melvin going to be a 15.525. Tim Sabo, the 15.874. Solid mid 15-second runs. Got these guys right about the middle of the pack. Steven Dotson, second lap, is going to be a 15.374. Melvin with a 15.485, just a tick better. Tim Sabo with a 15.744. Also just a tick better on their second laps. Next three cars up. Out of Florence, Kentucky, now car number 29. That'll be Ethan Toder. And also out of Lavalette, West Virginia, that 5C machine, that'll be Jacob Kernut. And out of Athens, Ohio, your number one man in points. That is going to be the 34C of Pete Crum. Ethan Toder, Jacob Kernut, Pete Crum. Again, Crum, your current points leader. First lap for Ethan Toder going to be a 15.546. Jacob Kernut going to be a 15.425. Pete Crum going to be a 15.456. Track settling into a lot of mid 15-second runs. Toder's second lap is going to be a 15.600. Jacob Kernut going to be a 15.756. Pete Crum with a 15.284. Improves just a little bit, but your top, that puts Crum in the 5th spot qualified. But right now, man, your top two, Zach Milby with that 14.442, and then Corey Delancey with a 14.812, Travis Carr with a 14.976, and everybody else is in the 15s. And in fact, next is about a 15.2, about 0.3 lower. Up next in the 97T machine, that'll be Kevin Terry out of Catlettsburg, Kentucky. And also in the 3SA out of Lancaster, Ohio, that'll be Scott Allen. Scott Allen out of Lancaster, Ohio. Last couple is going to be 2 at a time. We've been on three all the way through. We got 4 left, so we're going to go 2 at a time. First lap for Kevin Terry is going to be a 15.788. Scott Allen with a 16.597. Second lap for Kevin Terry is going to come out with a 15.608. Scott Allen with a 16.698. Last two coming up. Has anybody got anything for Zach Milby? Milby again with a 14.442. And one of these two here just might have him something. That first car coming out, Out of Parkersburg, West Virginia, that car number 44, that is going to be Casey Burdett. And in the 144, out of Millersport, Ohio, that'll be Austin Seelig. That is Casey Burdett. These boys, some nights they'll run modified, some nights they'll run steel blocks, some nights they'll run unlimited late. So, living a good life and having fun doing it all pretty well. Also, proprietors and owners down at Skyline Speedway. First lap for Casey Burdett is going to be third quick with a 14.849. Austin Seelig with a 15.798. Let's watch KC work it through 3 and 4, letting it all hang out. Wow, look at the dusters off the corner. 14.442, quick time tied. I got two cars with a 14.442 for quick time. Austin Seelig with a 15.835. We got one more decimal point that it don't show on my screen, so we need to look one more. So we've got timing and scoring looking at this to see which one actually went to the 10,000ths quicker. So quick time is going to be the Casey Burdett or Zach Milby. So it looks like right now it's going to be Casey Burdett. It's going to be quick time, followed by Zach Milby, Corey Delancey, Travis Carr, Matt Melvin, Pete Crum, Chad Roush, Steven Dotson, Jacob Kernut, and Michael Lefevers. That's going to be your top 10 in qualifying.
So practice and Honest Day Roofing qualifying complete for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Hot Lap qualifying complete for the Ohio Valley late models as well. Opening ceremonies coming up next on the racetrack. We'll have that right after this quick break on DIRTVision.
Okay, now that's going places.
I want to go places too.
I want you to have more opportunities than I had.
So I would live in Hershey, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, and you'll live with other students from all over the country. I'll see you soon. You're gonna be great.
Find your future at Milton Hershey School.
DIRTVision would like to thank our friends at Elliott's Custom Trailers and Carts for helping us get from track to track.
Real American beer made for real Americans like us, brother.
I think it's a very big deal that we have Amcus, providing us with the Amcus cutting tools throughout our series and World Racing Group. It's good that we were able to get a product in that's reliable and it does the job. If for some reason we had to cut a car apart or get access to a driver or a patient, we know that this tool here is definitely the one that we're going to work the best, get us in there quickly.
If this is your idea of ladylike, you're gonna fit right in. Join us at Toyota Racing.
Representing the Pennsylvania posse on the World of Outlaws tour is Logan Shuhart, grandson of original outlaw Bobby Allen. He drives for the family team. Shark Racing. It's not Jaws. Yo, Adrian! Logan says it's a real-life Rocky story.
Started from the bottom up, fought with the big dogs, and now we consider ourselves one of them as a 12-year-old veteran.
From pretender to contender, Shuhart enjoys his time away from the track.
I like to be outdoors, I like to golf, I'm a big hunter.
Just don't ask him to sing Baby Shark.
Baby Shark.
Watch Logan take a bite out of the World of Outlaws every week on DIRTVision.
A little bit of track prep about to take place here at the Atomic Speedway before our opening ceremonies. Want to get everything as good as we possibly can to give you the best racing you can possibly see here with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series in their 13th visit to the Atomic Speedway, dating back to July 31st of 2003 when Darren Pittman picked up that inaugural victory. Of the 35 drivers in the field here this evening, 4 have previously been to victory lane with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series here at Atomic, including our winners last year, David Gravel and Sheldon Hodenshield. Carson Macedo victorious here in 2023, and Donnie Schatz, who has 4 wins here, the most recent of which came on August 1st of 2009. Checking out some social media posts, and unfortunately our friends up at the Houston Speedway in Brandon, South Dakota rained out this evening. The greatest show on dirt will be headed to Brandon here in a very short period of time. We start off with the Houston's Hustle Wednesday, June 18th and Thursday, June 19th, $100,000 to win, and then Friday, June 20th and Saturday, June 21st, the BillionAuto.com Houston's High Bank Nationals presented by Menards, the richest race on the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series scheduled for 2025, and you can get tickets for all of those events right now at HoustonSpeedway.com. Again, Houston's Hustle Wednesday and Thursday, June 18th and 19th, and then the following 2 nights, the BillionAuto.com Houston's High Bank Nationals presented by Menards, June 20th and 21st. Was cool to see our DIRTVision coverage from here at the Atomic Speedway, at least momentarily, on the 2 big screens on the backstretch at Houston's after Mother Nature put a damper on their scheduled racing program here this evening. Again, the greatest show on dirt off on the road following our stop at Atomic here this evening. A 17-hour drive up to North Dakota for action on Friday and Saturday. This coming Friday evening, night 1 of the Gerdau Northern Tour at River City Speedway in Grand Forks, North Dakota. And then Saturday night, a stop at Red River Valley Speedway in West Fargo, the first of 2 World of Outlaws appearances at Red River Valley for 2025. Souvenir Row open for business right now and doing brisk business at that behind the grandstands down toward turn 4 here at the Atomic Speedway. World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series official souvenir trailer, as well as the souvenir and apparel trailers of many of the World of Outlaws teams. Find it all along Souvenir Row behind the grandstands down toward corner number 4. So a little spritz of water placed on the racetrack. Push trucks will be helping pack that in. And sunny skies earlier this afternoon have given way to a partial cloud cover here as we get set for competitive action for the Chillicothe Challenge with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Connor Wade is down in the infield, and Connor, our Honest Abe Roofing qualifying sessions here this evening, certainly not lacking as far as excitement is concerned. So a couple guys get into the wall and a couple guys put it right up on the wall, but go very, very fast.
Yeah, that was one of the most entertaining qualifying sessions I think I've personally watched in a while. Fun to watch guys run right on the wall in qualifying. You don't always see that, but Carson Macedo is usually a guy that is pretty good at running the wall whenever that's what the racetrack requires. And obviously, as we talked about in the pre-race show, good numbers here at Atomic Speedway in the past. So great to see him start the night off by qualifying well, and he hopes to set up a birthday win for him. We We talked about the struggles he had in the month of May, only one top 5 in the last 6 races. But John, some good stories on down the list in qualifying. If you take a look at, even second with Hunter Schoenberg, Chris Windham, Skyler Gee, around the top 10, around the top 5. Some guys that have struggled in qualifying throughout the season, making some very obvious improvements in that category. And whenever guys like that start to qualify better, we're really going to eventually start to see that pay off with better feature finishes as well.
Drivers very interested on what's going on the racetrack, assembling at the top of the speedway in corner number 2 and making their final determinations as to what they need to do to the race cars before heat race competition here this evening. Fantastic Memorial Day crowd assembling here at the Atomic Speedway for the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. And again, we do remind you of the premium general admission seating in the top 3 rows all the way around the racetrack. So again, top 3 rows are premium general admission. You have to have the correct wristband to sit in the top 3 rows. Everything else standard general admission here tonight. And we thank you for your cooperation in helping us with that matter. Should just have a few more laps by the push trucks here at the Atomic Speedway to make sure the surface is indeed ready to go before we move into our official opening ceremonies.
The Outlaws are ready to fight for the King's Royal Crown.
They'll race side by side out of corner number 4. Trying to take the lead. They'll go wheel to wheel into turn 3. Splitting cars in turns 3 and 4 and 3 wide. Trying to power back around. He'll have a run out of turn number 4. We've got a race for the lead out of turn 2.
Blood in our hearts, dirt in our veins. Come see the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Cars near you.
Welcome to our world. A world of dirt, drift, and dodging fate. A world where all of motorsport collides. A world of digging deep, of grit, glory, and bitter defeat. Inhabited by the strong, the fearless, the barely sane. Welcome to our world. Welcome to the world of NOS.
We are now set to officially kick things off here at the Atomic Speedway, and for opening ceremonies, we'll send it down to the front stretch in Connerway.
Welcome to everyone that's joined us at Atomic Speedway and everybody watching live back home on DIRTVision on this Memorial Day. A great night of World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series action already underway, only going to get more exciting as the night goes on. It's opening ceremonies time as we celebrate our freedom in this country on Memorial Day, so we asked everybody here in the crowd to please rise if you're able, and gentlemen, remove cover. Please help me in welcoming track announcer Bruce Hines to offer tonight's invocation.
Thank you. Let us pray. Heavenly Father, we thank you this night. First of all, this Memorial Day weekend, for this country we live in, America, for all of those who paid that ultimate sacrifice. But tonight we also remember those men and women serving our country all around the globe. But tonight, for those here, let us enjoy a great night of racing, a great night of fellowship. We ask for your protection on our racers, our crews, our fans. But most of all, we're thankful tonight for what Jesus Christ done on a cross for us. Keep us safe. Let us have a great time of racing tonight. Amen.
And here to perform the Star Spangled Banner this evening, please welcome Josh Reveal, or as he's better known to his fans here in the Chillicothe, Ohio area, simply Puma.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched are so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. And oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Fireworks lighting up the sky on Memorial Day weekend from Atomic Speedway, where right now we see heat race action with the greatest show on dirt.
In NOS Energy Drink Heat Race #1 with the World of Outlaws NOS Energy Drink Sprint Car Series. Here's the way they start. On the pole tonight, Simpson Quick Time Award winner from Lemoore, California, the All-Ball Euro Alternative MVT, Tarleton and Sons Sage family, Scott Boyd family, Complete Parts and Equipment Solutions #41, Carson Macedo. And on the outside of row 1, from Pen Grove, California, aboard the Toyota Racing Development, Mobile One, Roth Motorsports, Roth Enterprises, HR Livestock Transportation, #83, Buddy Kofoid. Your third starter from Fresno, California, behind the wheel of the Royal Flooring Bobcat Concrete Supply JMT Trucking #18, Hot Sauce Giovanni Selzy. And fourth on the grid from Alveda, Ohio, the Ohio Logistics Truck Works of Ohio, Debbie and Doug Ludwig, Kaiser Aluminum Wheels, 15K of Creed Kemanaugh. Starting fifth from Fairmount, Indiana, the John Schubrooks Racing Simpson Safety Equipment A79 of Brandon Wimmer. And the sixth starter from Benton Ridge, Ohio, in the Ohio Logistics DNC Hydraulics Miller Customs W20, Greg Wilson. Seventh on the grid from West Jefferson, Ohio, the Ford Timber Incorporated, Krauser Construction, J&M Tree Service, Pease Bar and Grill, RC Balloons, 11C, Corey Crabtree. And starting eighth from Chillicothe, Ohio, in the Greenwald Lawn and Landscape, Timmons Excavating, Gantz Pizza, Miller Swap Meet #79, Chris Miller. Rounding out the field from Chillicothe, Ohio, the Thomas Gas Service, Briscoe Ren Land Surveying, D&H Hauling, JB's Gun Shop, Myers Motorsports, #1B, Keith Baxter. 9 cars going 8 laps. The top 5 go to the feature. First and second advance to the Toyota Dash as we get ready to do some Monday night racing at the Atomic Speedway. Caution lights go out. Toyota Pace truck will exit on the backstretch. Green the next time by for NOS Energy Drink Heat Race number 1. Carson Macedo and Buddy Kofoid from the front row. Giovanni Solzi alongside Creed Kemanaugh in row 2. Third row features Brandon Wimmer and Greg Wilson, Corey Crabtree and Chris Miller in row 4, and Keith Baxter at the back of the field. 8 times around, 5 go to the feature, 2 advance to the Toyota Dash.